I see within few years, this university is coming to that level, and especially the younger generation, they play games of shooting. All these kind of games which are very violent.
Kobus Podcast, komunikasi buka suara. Dari sini kamu buka suara.
Halo semua, kita bertemu lagi dalam Kobus Podcast, komunikasi buka suara. Episode kita kali ini menjadi sangat istimewa karena saya sendiri sebagai host hari ini adalah host tamu dan akan berbincang-bincang dengan tamu kita yang istimewa pada hari ini, Pater SPD dengan nama lengkap Profesor Dr. Sebastian Maria Michael. Jauh-jauh datang dari India untuk menghadiri konferensi atau simposium Asia Pacific Missiology and Education Research, which is hosted by Bida Mandiri Catholic University. So, Father, welcome to this podcast. We call it Kobus, Communication Open Their Voices, something like that. And then we are very honored, we are happy to have you here together with our students here. And this is like part of our support for them for this program. This will be channeled by their YouTube channel. So I have a few questions and something like chat with you today. First of all, can you give a short introduction about yourself to me and to all the ones who are watching?
I have done my doctoral studies in the University of Mumbai. My topic was ecology and culture. Then I went to Germany to our Anthropos Center. I did my postdoctoral studies there. Then returned back and became a lecturer in the State University of Bombay, but today they call it Mumbai. Then gradually I progressed myself to be the professor of cultural anthropology, and I have guided successfully 21 PhD students.
But it means that you spent all of your visionary postulate in education?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been in the university, which was dealing with the students, with values, and our life itself is a kind of an example for them.
Sure. And then as far as I know that you don't only work in Indian context, but also you can go far away for ASPA,
yes.
coordinator for the whole aspect as Asia Pacific zone of SPD and also the mayor. Can you give an introduction about that?
I have been appointed or elected as the Asia Pacific coordinator. That covers about 19 provinces from Australia to India, coordinating various aspects of our missionary endeavor in different provinces. There we met several times.
Surely.
Yes, and I am also I had a lot of exposure while I was in Germany, in the Western countries. Yeah. Also, I studied my German in Berlin, which was earlier confined as a small within the Soviet Union. Yeah, so I had that experience. Plus, I'm also a counselor to the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, Vatican. For 6 years. Then when that term was over, I was appointed to the Pontifical Council for Culture for 6 years. When that is over, now I am put back again to the Commission of Interreligious Dialogue.
Oh, yeah. So we are very actually honored to have the person like you here to say your views and your stories, your experiences to the students and to all the viewers of this program. They have more than 1,000 viewers every time they post their program like this. Yeah. Father Sebastian, you were here around 10 years ago for the accompany us in the meetings for the presidents of university, SPD universities in Asia and Pacific. Can you give just some like impression? How do you find us different 10 years ago and now? Not only this campus, but also Kupang as a whole and Indonesia.
Yeah, I fondly remember my 10 years ago, my visit here. That time it was an old campus. I think it was a very small building.
Downtown campus.
Yeah, a very old building, and we had our meeting at your place.
Yeah.
But now when I see such a huge development, of course, that time we had taken all the presidents to this place. Just the land was there.
Yes, that's right. It's empty land. Yeah.
Yes, empty land. But I can never imagine that this has grown 100% or even more in its height in the recruitment of students and various departments, and I see tremendous growth. That is one aspect. And I see the city is also grown quite a bit. And so I see a bright future for this university, because it is a growing institution with a lot of commitment, zeal, vision, and I see the number of extensions and the rector's office and other things. I began to always compare, in the sense we have few SVD universities in Japan, in Philippines, in Taiwan, and I see within few years this university is coming to that level, because they had taken so many years to grow, but it is catching up faster. That's what I see.
Yeah, you know, when I went to Taipei and Furen, and I went to Nansan, to Madang even, 2004 we are there. Also in Tagbilaran, Holy Name, and San Carlos School. Sometimes I felt with no confidence at all to say the infrastructure in there, and then have had a dream of how we can do the same here. And thanks God, by the God's grace and the collaboration between us, SPDs and the lay here, the students, parents, and the others, we can get this phase of this level of our development now.
And I can also see you were there as a principal, or I don't know, rector, you call it. Sure. And so you have a continuity.
Surely.
And you have a vision. So it's growing. It's very heartening to see one of the SVD institutions growing so fast and serving, of course, the people, the students, and it is very, very inspiring.
Yeah, when you came here in 2012, you have maybe only around 3,000 students per year.
Yeah.
But now we have more than 7,000 already. So we attract more students in this last 10 years, not only because of the infrastructure, but also in the accreditation of the study programs is better. We have better human resources in terms of lecturers, not only in quantity but also in quality. Yeah, it attracts more people. And one of the contribution is from there. By the communication, they post the events here, the beauty of the campus, and many things that really attract the public to sing their songs and daughters.
It is also good experience for them to produce such a program.
First, Sebastian, you have came to Indonesia a couple of times. Or this is the second time?
No, three times.
Okay, so how will be your impression about Indonesian in terms of development and the people? And if you compare to India, there are must be some similarities and some differences. Can you share to us some of this?
First time when I came at Thinpasar,
Bali.
They call it Bali. When we visited, people were everywhere talking about terrorism. In those days there were bombardments of certain institutions. So there was some kind of fear. But after my second and third visit, I never heard this. That means there is more peace, there is more understanding. So there is more tolerance. That's what I sense as externally when I look from India. When we look at compare India with Indonesia, one commonality is Indonesia also has got many cultural groups,
languages,
indigenous people, and also various dialects. Though there is Bahasa as a uniting language, but they have their own dialects, and Muslim presence and Christian presence is also strong. But when we compare India, when I begin to see, we also got this variety. Many languages, many cultures, many ethnic communities. We are united as you are united with the Panchasila and your constitution. We are also united by our constitution. And but there are still struggle. The struggle, theoretically speaking, some group of people trying to say India has got only one culture and all others have to get assimilated to that culture, but others resisting it. And similarly, religion, there should be only one religion. And but the reality is there are many religions.
Is that mostly connected with political motives and the others?
Certainly.
In Indonesia,
I would say people are very good.
In grassroots they are okay. But
good.
Then when it comes to political sphere, and then it changes.
It is also communalizing for get votes.
Surely.
So there's a lot of politics in it. So that kind of tension is there. And but yet people are very good, and the education system is very much elaborate. So many universities, state universities. We have very few private universities
in India.
We have colleges, private colleges, but university as such is just emerging. Few private universities, but mainly it is by the state. Okay, so that difference is that.
My majority of your young people go to university? What will be the percentage? 50%, 70%, or less or more?
Today, there is an understanding. Minimum of education should be at least 12th standard. That means 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you want to raise your standard a little more, then they go to college. They don't use the word university, but these colleges are affiliated to university. But these colleges have till BSc, BCom, BSc IT, these things. That means 3 more years. When they complete that, then they go to university for master degrees. Okay.
So university only for master degrees, or
in the university proper there are no bachelor degree, only master.
We go here undergraduate, right? Undergraduate is under colleges.
Yes.
And then we go to university. It's only for masters and above.
Masters.
Okay. It's different with what we have in Indonesia.
Correct.
Majority of universities run undergraduate. Very few with postgraduate. How is the life of the students? Their daily life, there are changes probably, but what they could, what they wish to read, or they just take from Google, or what do you think? Are they more artificial in their lives?
Students are students everywhere. Okay. So what we see, the internet, mobile, Facebook has influenced a lot of the students. Actually, 2 of my PhD scholars did the PhD, how these modern gadgets influences the students. Okay. And their findings are the student community is using a lot of internet, and they also take a lot of information. The reading habits have gone down, and quickly available knowledge.
Is it also that they use also for their thesis from the internet more than from books?
Yeah, they do take, but then the universities are modernizing.
Yeah.
Before they submit the thesis, it has to go through
Some
screening of plagiarism, they call it.
So it means that not all the articles or whatever they take from internet can be
accepted. They will be rejected.
That's good.
They will be rejected.
Maybe we'll try to do it the same here for our students as well.
Yes.
Just go on. What other things that the findings from the study?
Yeah, the studies many studies point out that the more they begin to get glued to mobile, their memory and those things are getting affected. And many students are also now feel isolated from their family because now they are every time, they do not have much time to spend in the family, and the family relationships are getting strained, and even among the student relationships are also very much strained. See, I was 20 years in the university teaching to the students. Just before my coming, I was called by the university for graduation ceremony, and I saw the students and how much the change has taken place. In the sense, each student sits in one place and begins to look at the mobile phone, and instead of talking to each other. So that way it is increasing. But since our student community, I would say it is very essential. We cannot avoid using mobile and internet, but prudence, wisdom. Now, how to use, how much time to use, and reading we cannot be replaced by taking anybody puts anything in the Google.
Like including books and
So, I think it is important that we also keep up the reading habits. Now, many social scientists begin to say, reading habits keeps our mind very alert. So that way it is good for us to keep that reading habits also alive.
Sebastian, do you think there is any connection or relation between what you call it, the very narrow world of this gadget with the positively maybe with creativity, but also with violence, for example? Did your students find also these kind of things in their research?
Yes. What they say, for example, the violence in the family, the relationship, but when it gets extended towards outside also. So what we begin to see, the earlier familiar, very natural way of behaving, now it is very much restricted and very quiet, which is increasingly we can see our psychology departments are getting more and more students. Yeah, it is because counseling is becoming a very big profession. Because many people are looking for counselors to solve some problems. So then it indicates there is self-violence, also violence in the society, and especially the younger generation. They play games of shooting. All these kind of games which are very violent, which makes them very aggressive. So it is true. It's there.
Yeah, my last question, because I guess we are limited by time, right? Can you tell us why you are here now and what is about our event that now is hosted by our university? Can you just explain shortly to them and the people who are watching this?
So in the global level, when we look at the social scenario, social scientists begin to point out, globally, we human beings have moved from our tradition, organizing our life in terms of reason and science and technology, towards modernity. But then, people are finding this modern vision of human life is not producing results in terms of violence and also ecological degradation. So people are looking out for new ways of life, and especially after colonialism, many cultures claim they are missionary in nature. Many religions are claiming they are missionaries. They are the future of the world, and this has led to a situation which the social scientists call it as postmodern world. And also the 24/7 channels, new channels, bring news which are very emotional without even testing whether certain news is correct or not. So that has led to a post-truth society. So in this context, we as SVD missionaries who are doing research in education, research and mission, we felt in this changed scenario, what it means to be a Christian, what it means to be involved in mission. And we felt Vidya Mandira Catholic University is a university committed to research, and it is scientifically done. So we thought we could come and interact with your professors and with our researchers to learn from each other. And also Indonesia is in this context, in the SVD context, is an emerging university. A very lot of dynamism is there, new faculties are there, and by interacting we will be able to come with some kind of new insights for our society. And that is the reason we chose this university, precisely because scientific way of doing research, newly emerging scholars, and we thought it will be a good place for research.
Yes, but this is really a lucky opportunity for us as well to have you all here with your experts and research and publications, and even your presence already is a lucky opportunity for us already. And you know, maybe this is the first time we have so many overseas speakers in our international conference. Before we call it international conference, but we have only 1 or 2 speakers, and mostly also speak in Indonesian, so we call it international, but in reality we all speak in Indonesian. But this time, for the whole 3-4 days, now everybody speaks in English, and then we get so excellent resources persons from overseas to share their views and research and the other. So thank you very much, Father. Actually, we want to have a very long chat because we get you here, but because we time limits us here. So can you just give us some last comments or like messages for our students and for everybody who is watching this program? As a lecturer, as a professor, can you give some last message for that?
Dear students, 10 years ago I was here. It was a very small institution, and this has grown to 100-fold with lot of faculties, infrastructure, and the very studio here and interacting with you. So you have a bright future. Make use of your opportunities to learn from this prestigious institution, and also give your contribution for the growth of this university. And I would say, if I get an opportunity when I come back again, it will be much bigger institution. I am very sure our society is very much committed. Our professors and our rector and all those who are involved in the development of the college and the university, they are very committed people. I know Father Julius for more than 10 years, and so I know it is in good hands and it will grow, and all the best for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father. To Father Sebastian Michael, and then we hope that's not the only opportunity that we have you here. We expect to have you here in the future with your views and others, dan para sahabat Qobuz Podcast yang terkasih, terima kasih banyak sudah menonton acara ini dan menjadi lebih istimewa lagi, bukan hanya karena host dan tamunya semuanya merupakan tamu, tapi juga karena seluruhnya dilaksanakan dalam bahasa Inggris. Jadi kita bersyukur sekali lagi untuk itu, dan terima kasih banyak. Sampai berjumpa lagi pada kesempatan podcast berikutnya. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Qobuz Podcast, komunikasi buka suara. Dari sini kamu buka suara.